Listen, yes, this is the new year. Is it not?
It is.
We made it. We made it.
We made it over.
Listen, 2020, we can all agree, was the absolute devil.
It was.
It was the devil, Beelzebub, and all of that. And I'm just glad to still be here in the number.
Oh yeah, beat up or not?
Beat up
We're
or
here.
not. We are here.
Right.
We are here, and I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah, amen.
welcome to 2021. Welcome to 2021. Listen, this is AD. You know who it is, because we're friends. But this is AD, and I have my wonderful friend here, Angela Thompson. She is just everything. This is kind of like my partner in crime, like for real.
Don't tell none of the stuff we do though.
Why not? I mean, we can't go to jail for it, can we?
Yeah.
So listen, she has come into the studio today, and I thought it would be a great idea if we just got real and raw and comfortable, and she has brought in this wonderful, wonderful bottle of Hennessy Pure White, and I just want to thank her for that. And so as we sit here and we share with you a couple of things, because we're gonna jump right into it. We're gonna have a few libations as we celebrate 2021. So we're gonna cover some things because she has done so well for herself in business, and I just wanted us to kind of vibe out, and we just decided to do this the other day.
Right.
So we just gonna vibe out, laugh, talk, but at the same time empower as best we can, as best we know how. Because this is what we do. So we're gonna cover 4 areas that you are going to be able to tackle this year to make 2021 unlike anything that you've seen. I know we got thrown off track a little bit last year. We got
thrown over in the ditch. Somebody threw us in a ditch.
Right.
And we had to crawl out the ditch, but it's okay.
But we survived.
We survived. Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to thrive in 2021. So right on off the rip. So let's talk about what is, like, after we come out of this debacle of a year, what do you say is the right mindset as we go into 2021?
I think gratefulness. I'm grateful for the good that happened in 2021. I always have been the glass half full person, but now it's like, wow. I went on vacation like 3 weeks ago, and I didn't put on social media or anything because a lot of people couldn't go on vacation. A lot of people were afraid to fly. A lot of people are so I didn't want to like upset anybody else. But like when things got so tough for me, and I just felt like I just couldn't make it. I mean, mentally, I was just in such of a bad funk, and I went on vacation and came back, and even though I didn't tell anybody, I'm just grateful for the fact that I could go on vacation. I know a lot of people couldn't, but I could. So I'm starting to see everything like half full, like, I'm healthy. I'm 54 years old, and I run and
looking
jump.
Looking
run
good.
And jump. Jumped on a boat in the middle of the ocean and had like 15 seconds. If I don't jump on, I might drown because it was some crazy stuff. Because I do crazy stuff. But the deal is that I'm so grateful. Grateful that I can go to my trainer. I can go, still be in good health. My kids are in great health. I had a friend that lost a child this year, and it really impacted her, of course, but impacted everybody around her. And I'm just grateful. It's just gratitude.
I think that's beautiful, especially coming out of a year like 2020.
Oh, man.
Because let's just be really honest. There were a lot of people who did not make it.
They did not make it.
2020, whether it was COVID related or whether their number was just called.
And whether they decided that they couldn't take it any longer. There was so many suicides.
Oh, no.
In 2020, people just decided, I'm checking out. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Wow.
And those of us who had rough times, the federal government just pretty much closed down my industry because of COVID.
Right.
So
Because you're in the real estate. You're in the real estate
well, I'm the
industry.
CEO of an asset management company. We take care of the bank's foreclosures. They could not do any of that in 2020.
So that pretty much just destroyed.
It destroyed a company that I built for 14 years to a certain degree. We still had work because we do rehabs, we do insurance claims, we do so many other things. But it certainly was not that multi millions that we make every year. It was more of a few million versus
Right.
a whole lot more millions.
But
And-
your door stayed open.
but oh yeah, we stayed. Not only we stayed open, that we're being asked to, beef up for next year. And please don't get me wrong. I mean, nobody wants to see people evicted due to COVID. There are people who haven't paid their mortgages since 2015 because there is a system that can be played.
Okay.
People play a system.
Right.
So with that being said, we're still open, we're still good, but it's just been tough. But I'm happy because we're still open. We're looking forward to the next couple of years.
I'm pretty sure there's some people in your industry that they had to close their doors.
They had to lay off. I have not laid off one person.
Wow. That in and of itself is a blessing. So, you using the word gratitude. I know every time I hit my mat, and I do my meditation and my yoga, one of the things that I know that has been the secret of any level of success of mine is gratitude.
Oh yeah.
And I mean being in a very humble state of gratitude, really thankful for simple things. One, just thankful for life.
Absolutely.
Just thankful for life. Thankful for just being in your right mind. Just thankful for the things that you have, things that you're blessed with to be a steward over. Thankful for relationships,
Absolutely.
Opportunities, all of that stuff.
People have walked into my life when in the last few months, there are those who walked into my life when I really desperately need them and gave me everything that I needed. And I'm so grateful. I will tell you that one of the exercises I would like everybody to do, your audience to do, is to look around you and sometimes see the bad. See the person who their mind is not quite right. The person who, lost a limb, lost their life, and because sometimes we can't see the good in our lives before we start seeing, oh, well, at least it's not like that.
Right.
Especially as a woman that is so spiritual, and I give so much to spirituality and prayer and meditation. Sometimes I can't see anything because I'm just like, overwhelmed. But when I tell you I can see, I have friends that kids are in jail. And I said, well, my son goes to the jail, but he has a key. And his name is Officer.
Right.
But I have to go there sometimes to get myself. So whatever you have to do to pull yourself out of whatever funk you're in, mental health is the number one.
So I think because you use that word, let's just stay there for a second. I believe that if you can't acquire the attitude of gratitude, because you could be in the stinkest funk, because I have been, especially in 2020. I had moments where, just like anybody else, I was stressed out, I was doubtful, I was fearful.
Right.
But what I found was that when I put myself on that mat and I would kind of recant the things that were going great in my life, the things that were still afloat, the things that I was still able to do, and that I was grateful for those things. When I constantly put what was good and great that was happening in my life, it changed my mental state.
It will change the whole trajectory.
It
will change the whole trajectory, but I will tell you, especially with women, hormonal and what have you, strong women, the strongest ones could be saying the same thing as you. I have my health, I have my strength, I have income coming in, I have a roof over my head, I can go where I want to go in some cases. Sometimes that doesn't even work. Sometimes you have to say, well, Lord, my friend mama died the other week, but mine is still alive and I can call her on the telephone.
Wow.
Sometimes you have to even use the reverse psychology on yourself because you are your best psychologist.
It could be this bad.
It could be this bad. And I say go for the glass is half full first. But if you are so low, you could say, well, At least I'm alive.
You know, one of my mentors, Dr. Isaiah Blunt, one of the things that he used to talk about, he would say when I would get to moaning about some of the stuff that he would have me doing, and I would bitch and moan. Mm-hmm. I didn't always want to do what my mentor said. I didn't want to follow those instructions all of the time, but he would say, "Listen, all that you fussing about, all that you whining about, just go up there to the HIV ward." And just sit down and share with them your troubles and your problems right now.
And you like, what?
But and to think about, so I'm sitting here worried about a light bill or a phone bill or whatever. And how do I sit there in front of somebody that is facing the reality of their mortality?
That's right.
They're facing the reality of their mortality right there, standing them right in the face. And at any moment, at any given moment, they can be gone. But I'm sitting up here worried about somebody who upset me the other day. Yeah. So
listen, that's one of the key points. And one of the things that we get deeper in, I would like to mention about finding a mentor, because you're talking about having a mentor. Sometimes your mentors, you will bring you up out of whatever to say, hey.
Will snatch you into reality.
Yeah.
Will snatch you into reality.
Right.
And you got it, and that was one of the things that, I've always advocated. Always have a mentor. I've always kept a mentor. Mm-hmm. Even to this day. I turned 50 this month. I turned 50 in a few weeks.
Ooh, the party gonna be crazy.
Even to this day, I have a mentor.
Absolutely.
And
I have several.
And I've always had mentors. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have a mentor in your life, if you don't have someone that can call you into a place of accountability, that's number one.
Absolutely.
The accountability, and then, do the fluffy stuff. Do the make you feel good about yourself. But that hold your feet to the fire to keep your mental state balanced. Because that's going to be the key for all of us this year. Absolutely, as we move into 2021. As we really embrace 2021, is our mental attitude. So this year, I think I'm gonna roll with your theme. I think that the whole gratitude thing, I think that is going to be absolutely vital for me to grasp everything that I want. Because when you have that mental attitude of gratitude, it creates a vibrational frequency. I always go there.
Yeah,
it creates that vibrational frequency that sends this signal out into the universe that says, you know what? 80 is grateful for his bank accounts. 80 is grateful for his relationships. I'm grateful for everything that I have. I am grateful for things that I am hoping for. I'm grateful for the things that are coming into my space that I haven't seen. I'm grateful for opportunities. I'm grateful for relationships. As I do those things, as I say those things, and my vibrational frequency becomes a match with those things, and that state of mind just resounds louder and louder. The universe can hear me clearly, and then say, hey, he like all of that kind of stuff. Well, guess what?
Let's send him some more.
Let's send him some more.
Absolutely. That's what happens every time. And, we're talking about mentors, but, I'm trying to surround myself with mentors now, not just one or two. So I have friends that's been my friends for 30 years, some 15, some are newcomers. But I tend to gravitate towards those people who are going to say, Angela, did you fill out your paperwork for this over here?
X, Y, and Z.
Did you, when was the last time you seen your trainer? And then my trainer, I love her so much because she'll text me and with a question mark. And then I don't text back. She said, hey, lady. Now, I usually work out 4 days a week with my trainer.
Accountability.
But, sometimes I just I'm in a slump. And I don't tell everybody I'm in a slump, right? She'll text back and say, hey, lady. And then another question mark. I'll say, can I come in tomorrow? We got to start back.
Right.
But when I walked into my trainers, when I walked into the gym, it's a personal training gym in Jacksonville on the other day, she said, did you get my text about Bitcoin? And I know we're going to go into financial later, but you had to be around those type people that is going to talk about the things that you
better
need.
say it. Take notes. I hope y'all are taking notes.
You know,
I hope you're taking notes.
I'm surrounded by people who want me to be physically in shape, financially in shape, morally in shape. My friend told me, I was telling her about something I was thinking about. She said, your karma is real good. Don't do that. I said, well, it ain't bad.
You trying to do a little something.
I was trying to cut a few corners.
Right.
No.
Don't do that.
No, don't do that. That's not a good look for you. And it wasn't anything. Seriously, I would just kind of cut a corner.
It's okay. But see, here's the thing.
But I was held to accountability.
Mm-hmm.
And I surround myself with those people.
You've heard it before. You want to see your life, you want to see your future, you want to see the success that you're going to have in 2021? Show me your 5 closest friends. You show me your 5 closest friends and what they do every day, what they talk about every day, where they go. You know, what are your conversations? What's the nature of your conversation? You show me the 5 closest people to you, and I will show you your future.
Absolutely.
They're gonna help you with your mental state too.
They will help you with your mental state,
or destroy your mental state. Cause you know. Let's talk about that for a second.
Oh.
You know how they pick up the phone. You got that one.
I got one.
That one.
Yes, Lord.
Have mercy. Every time the phone rings.
Hey, girl. Well, nobody gave me nothing
for Christmas.
I can't. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go buy her something for Christmas. Goddamn it! Cause I swear to God. I mean, I'm right here. I mean, I just hadn't seen her, and I actually have something for her for Christmas. I didn't even say anything. I said, oh, okay.
Well, God bless. Amen. Well, so I think that's a perfect segue, especially when you start talking about, people and their influence on you and all of that, the people around you and your mental state. I think the next thing for us to talk about is your spiritual self, your spiritual well-being. What does that mean? Are you going to church? Are you meditating? Are you doing yoga? Whatever it is, but whatever you do to get your spirit in tune and right. What are some of your secrets? So
I am spiritually fluid. I have started to actually announce that since I've gotten older.
I like that.
Spiritual fluid means that I grew up in a Baptist church in the South, and I studied world religion in college, and I have respect for all of the religions, world religions, not just say Christianity. I feel as though that people need to, if they're doing the same thing over and over again as it pertains to spirituality, and they don't feel whole and they don't feel warm and they don't feel embraced, perhaps they may want to study. Just study. I'm not trying to convert anybody into anything, but to study some other religions, because I could tell you what some of the things in the Buddhist would make you feel, maybe more whole. I can talk to you about Islam, but of course I studied world religion, right? So, but I'm saying that find what works for you, because there is a God. I believe there's a God, and I believe that there is one God. So with that being said, one hierarchy, if you will, I believe that people need to find, this might be the year of them finding what works for them. A lot of African Americans are now migrating to more the African and African-centric religions. I did that 25 years ago.
Wow.
And I'm very happy with that.
And when you say that, you're talking about specifically like maybe the
Yoruba in particular.
Okay. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely.
And so there are many of us who are spiritually fluid. I like that. I like that. I'm gonna steal that, because yes, we may have been born in the church,
right? And
we have been introduced to so many different walks of life and so many people. Like when you travel and you understand that there's a world that's outside of the scope of your tiny little, being born in Jacksonville or being born in Callahan. There's a world that's a whole lot bigger than that. And so I know my spiritual journey it took me through all of the isms. I mean, when I tell you, once I went off to school, I had been introduced to everything from Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, Sanskrit, Egyptian culture, the Mayan culture,
Yeah,
the
the
Popol
Kim-
Vuh,
yeah, mhm.
and there's just so many different
ISIS,
yeah,
all of them. Yeah.
yeah, and in the Yoruba, so there's so much out there. But here's the thing: there will always be a voice inside of you that speaks to you.
And you have to learn to respect that voice.
You have to learn to listen to that.
Listen to the
doggone
voice and then respect. Because I always heard it, but when some pastor told me something different, then because he was wrong, but I didn't listen to my voice. So because I didn't respect the voice, because it was a voice coming from me. And what happened later, and it's like I said, it's been a lot of years.
It was one thing, I remember I was in my 20s, and I had a moment when I asked. I was in meditation and prayer, and I was like, God, how will I know it's you talking to me? And I promise you, the answer to that was, I will sound like you. That was the response. I will sound like you. And so, like when I ran into Neil Walsh. Neil Walsh is a guy. He wrote a series of books called Conversations with God. That will change. I mean, that's a game changer. Conversations with God. And I actually went to some workshops and met with him personally. And at this workshop, he was actually sharing with people how to have a conversation with God. When you grow up in the Baptist church, that we have that pentameter. We have that cadence that we have, and it's rehearsed, and it's on point, and it's powerful.
You were taught that you had a charge to keep.
You have a charge to keep. That's a good one. Yeah, a charge to keep I have, and a God to glorify. Amen to that. So, and I grew up with that. My grandfather was the chairman of the deacon board, at the church. So I grew up with that, with that cadence, if you will. But at the same time, though that cadence is beautiful and it has its strengths, there was a sacrifice of the communion. And what I mean by that call and answer, that conversation, that me going into my closet and having a conversation with myself and bringing God into that space, and God being able to speak to me, to show me things so that my spirit can be full and whole. I think many people are walking around and they are unfulfilled, and they don't know what direction to go into. The best thing that I know to tell folks is to learn to be quiet.
Sit there and meditate until the answer comes.
Get quiet, be quiet, and trust your process. The thing that I know is that your life can move from one that is very serendipitous to one that is very synchronistic. And synchronicity is where God resides.
Right. And it can happen relatively quickly if you're quiet.
What?
Relatively quickly.
And see, and you got to be willing to you got to be willing to listen, and then you got to be willing to accept that which comes.
Listen,
I know that's a lot.
I do a lot of
meditating.
I do a lot of meditating while I'm walking. I hike a lot, and so I was hiking in Boca, and I can't say the whole name because it was in a city in Mexico, but it was going to the smallest beach in Mexico called Colomitas. And that was not a long hike, but it was the hardest hike I ever had to do because I hiked through the jungle. And at one point I looked up, and I was looking up because I was in the jungle and I saw these rocks, and I was like, God, I'm lost. I don't know where I'm going.
Wow.
And I heard in my spirit.
Now you're in another country by yourself.
By myself. Well, yes.
On a hike.
Yes, I left my friends at the luxury resort 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Because they didn't want to.
I didn't ask them. I texted them from the cab. I am going hiking because I didn't want to.
And you
hear.
crazy as all get out.
I understand.
That's okay.
I know. But anyway, I texted him from the cab, and I said I'm going hiking. So, but I was in and I'm telling you, the scenery looked like Anaconda. Whoever have not seen Anaconda, the scenery
just pure jungle.
So I already was scared, and I looked up and I said, God, I don't know where I'm going. And I heard in my spirit so strong, yeah, literally, you don't know where you're going. And so many things in my life flashed before me, like you don't really.
But
know
how
what
did
you're
you
doing.
get out?
So when I looked up to God and said I didn't know where I was going, about 10 minutes later, a man walked past me, and I just walked which behind him.
Just follow him.
Just follow him. That was that easy. And several times on that hike, God just sent whoever. In the end, I had to like go across some ropes and then go down some rocks, and there's no path. And this guy came by me, and I swear he was the stinkiest man. Ooh, he hadn't had a bath in about 3 weeks. But he reached out his hand and said, "Mommy, come." I reached for his hand because I was desperate.
Right.
I'm like, that's when I felt I was using the old card in my mind, like I'm old. Dude, I can't handle this. And he walked me down, literally down these rocks. To get me to, so God got me because I wanted to do the hike. I said, Lord, I want to do this hike. I want to do it. I don't want to give up. I don't want to turn around. He's kept sending people to help me, whether there was those who were going to show me the way or that guy who took my hand.
See,
But the hike was meditative. So the reason why I hike is I meditate and pray while I'm hiking. So the reason why a lot of times you call me, you say, "Where you at?" I say, "I'm in the woods," and I'm in the woods around Jacksonville. And if anybody sees it, and I'm in the woods around LA too. So anybody sees, I don't carry a gun in LA, but it's so many people are hiking. But those who want to run up on me in Jacksonville hiking,
that's a different story.
It would not be good. But so nobody needs to feel sorry for me out there in the woods hiking, because. Anyway, but I pray and I meditate and I turn my phone off only for music, and I have it on a kind of a do not disturb, so certain people can call through, and I can call 911 if needs be, if I have to shoot somebody or something, But the meditative piece is just amazing. And the meditation does not necessarily mean you got to sit on the mat. Because I have ADHD. If I sit on that mat with you, I'm going to be, I got to get off. But, so somebody, if you want to get out and go walking and walk 8 or 10 miles, and if that's not, if you're a beginner and you walk 2 miles, get out there by yourself. Put on whatever soothing music and talk to God.
There you go.
Talk to God while you're meditating.
When you look at, there are two things that I'm going to pull out of what you shared, and one of those things is the synchronicity that I was talking about. You found yourself in a state of, I don't know where the hell I am, and I'm trying to get back to some sense of civilization where my folks are.
Right. And
in that moment, you got out of the way and you didn't trust your own understanding.
Had no idea what I was doing.
And so what you did was you allowed, after you asked, you say, "Lord, just get me up out of here, get me back to my folks," and synchronicity took hold
of the situation.
Took hold of the situation, and people began to show up. What you got to understand is when you get quiet enough and you ask the right questions, there's a shift that will take place from a serendipitous life where it's just kind of happenstance and luck to one that is very synchronistic. And synchronicity, once it takes hold, the right people show up. The opportunities present themselves. When the opportunities present themselves, so does the money present themselves. Itself. There's so many things when synchronicity comes. The other piece is that you used nature. How from your experience, how does nature tie into your spiritual experience?
So nature, for some people, and I've seen this as a definition, is like their church. So when you're out there with what God made and you're praying and you're meditating, It definitely brings you closer to God, I feel, and it has been well written. It's not just me. I mentioned to you how I got down to the beach because a young man helped me down to the beach. Right. The other part of the story is that I didn't know it wasn't a boat ramp to get us on the boat to get us off the island. Now, I have had a pool for 28 years. I can swim enough to
get to the edge of the pool. You get there.
I've had professional swimming lessons, but you know, I get tired quick or something. I don't know what it is.
I understand.
But anyway, I had to walk out chest high in the water, and literally they had said I had 15 seconds to jump on this boat. This guy, I said, I said, Lord, I do not need to die today. And and I was thinking about my poor friends, like they don't even know where I am. I mean, this is what I do. The man grabbed from my hand. I saw the edge of the boat. And I thought about my trainer and how she, all these upper bodies she's had me doing. I literally did a somersault almost, just pole vaulted my whole body, zoop, over into the boat. And I said, oh, thank you, Lord. Like, that lady was like laughing, sitting in front of me laughing like, oh, she's like, yeah, there's something to thank the Lord about. She said, because I almost fell. I said, I almost fell too. You know. But, and I'm not saying everybody needs to be daredevils, but when I left that island, all of those fears that I had when I went there, and what drove me to go there by myself without my friends and leave the spa of this luxury place we were at, I was under so much pressure. When I got on that boat and left that, after the hike and after jumping on the boat and all that adrenaline, I was like, life is great. Whatever. It'll be okay.
Right.
So nature, being in that water, being on that hike,
the sun,
being half scared. The sun did help me too, but I don't know if it was gonna kill me or save me. But yeah, just being in nature helps. So that's why I'm outside all the time. When I go to the boat, that gives me an opportunity to be by myself and to be quiet. I don't have a whole lot of noise. I don't have phones ringing or a bunch of computers around me, and you're not editing or anything like that. Right.
I get out there. I sit out there in the boat, and I just sit there and look at the water and just be quiet. Sometimes I put a little music on. Sometimes I might smoke a cigar. Sometimes, it just depends. But it is the moment where I learn to be quiet.
Right.
So I think ultimately when you start, as you begin to balance your life out, and we heading headstrong into, 2021, spirituality, your brand of spirituality is going to be key. Because it's going to help keep you grounded, help keep you sane, help you during your process, and it will keep you connected with your source energy that will feed you and guide you and nurture you when nothing and no one else will.
Nothing and no one. Because when it all boils down to it, I feel like God is all I have. Mm-hmm. I mean, having a few dollars in the bank, it cannot help my soul when my soul feels empty,
alone.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's definitely a strong aspect. So the recommendation when it comes to your spirit, learn to be quiet. Learn to get quiet. Not that you always have to be entertained by a wonderful sermon or be entertained by the greatest gospel song, but learn to be quiet so that your soul can hear, because the universe, God, is trying to have a conversation with you. I guarantee you. And that in those moments, that's when you find your truth. That's when you find your peace. That's when you begin to develop your strength so that you can forge ahead and make your reality.
Absolutely. And you know what? Turn off the radio.
Oh shit!
In the car.
Excuse me, Lord.
Turn off. We do not have to have somebody singing to us while we ride down the road. And if you have to turn on something, turn on a podcast. Or something that is going to
the Ready to Live
you.
podcast. The Ready to Live podcast. Because she's been a guest on there a couple times. I need you to make sure that you tune in to the Ready to Live podcast. Me and Bishop Dr. John Eric Guns, and we do it every week, and it drops on Mondays. So I'm sorry, that was a shameless plug.
Their podcast
but yes.
is great, and theirs is one of them you may want to turn on. But turn on a podcast. I am a follower of Michael Beckwith. I go to his church in Los Angeles, and I mean he's a good one. Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer. It was our guru. On my shelf,
yeah.
And I would say, I'm going to say this lastly: learn to respect all spirituality, because just what you were taught is not the only thing that's out there.
Yeah.
It's not the only answer, and it's not always. It's the real answer for you, but with over 170 something spiritualities out there or religions out there, you can't guarantee that yours is the number one. We don't know. So therefore, study yourself to be approved. That's in the Bible, right? Study yourself to be approved. Study
your walk. I'll say this, and then we'll go on to the next piece. Your spirituality is not necessarily a journey that will take you someplace, because it can, but more so it's a journey within.
Absolutely.
It's a journey. Absolutely. It is a journey within, and it is one that will allow you to discover yourself, discover your truth, discover your strength, and hear that voice, because it will talk to you at times where nothing else will, and the only time that's going to happen is when you get quiet. So that's that walk for spirituality for 2021. Let's go on to the next thing, and here's the fun stuff. Because I'm getting older, I'm about to join the 50s club.
I can't even how they call you my little brother no more, because I'm gonna be younger than you by next year.
Oh. See how the foolishness begins.
I'm getting younger.
That's fine. I need you to celebrate that.
Yeah, I'm getting younger.
So as we all get older, one thing I have learned is if you don't move, if you stop moving, you're gonna stop moving.
Health is wealth, and movement is the key.
Movement, you gotta keep moving. You can't stop. My mother is 73. She'll be 73 in a few days. And listen, she'll still get out there if she has to. She'll cut the grass. She'll do the front yard. She'll get out there and she'll pull her flowers, her weeds.
And she's doing it for movement, because she certainly doesn't have to.
Right. No, she doesn't have to.
She's doing it for movement.
If she wanted to pull out her wallet and just pay people to do everything for her,
she could do that, right.
But she understands the secret to this thing is if you stop moving, you stop moving. So what we are definitely going to advocate right now, I know I am, get your butt moving.
Every day.
I don't care if you're walking, riding a bike, you swimming, I don't care where you live in this country. If it's cold, put a coat on. If it's snowing, get you some snow boots and some ice shoes or whatever you got to do, and keep on moving. Because you just can't stop. I have watched people literally grow old in front of my eyes because they chose to stop moving.
Well, let me tell you something funny. Let's go ahead and start with the real crazy
Here come the foolishness. See, we got the spiritual stuff and we got the mindset and the spirituality out the way.
Did y'all know that some people who are small, small in stature, feel as though I am a female that's 5'6" and size 12, I need to be walking and I need to be going to my trainer and I need to be swimming and whatever. But because they skinny, they don't need to do anything. They falling apart by
skinny people have high blood pressure, diabetes, and everything else too.
They falling apart by the degrees. Like how you have a thermometer and each degree, they falling apart by the degrees, just like that. And so I was talking to my trainer yesterday, and she said, "Oh, that's called skinny fat." I said, "What? Skinny fat is when you real small, but you can't outrun me. You can't do as many squats, kicks. Everybody on social media knows I can do a split at 54 because I posted.
Yeah, you posted.
Yeah,
she right there just showing out. That's
so
okay.
I am the athletic type of my age group, and I will say
you was a cheerleader or something.
I try to do it all, honey. I'm still cheering a little bit, bro.
Well, cheer on.
Cheer on. You know what I'm saying? So the point is that get up.
That ain't for show. You got to sip that.
Do you see my glass?
But you gonna sip that right after that toast. There you go. You can't sit that down and don't take the sip. All right, there we go. All right, now keep on breaking it down. Water too.
So the point is that you have to move. I can see elderly relatives that are doing so well. Mm-hmm. You know, I have a mother-in-law that's 45 years old, and she goes to the Y downtown, and she walks, and this woman looks amazing. I mean,
I'm not mad.
Don't stop moving.
Listen, I had a major shift in my life when I turned 40. Y'all know how it is. Let's just be honest. We're gonna have a moment of transparency. You ever had a moment where you got out of the shower and walked past the mirror and said, "Who in the hell is that?" Like, yes. who is that?
Yeah,
I didn't recognize. I promise you, I had turned 40 and I did not recognize myself. And I said, you know what? This ain't good.
That happened to me before 40. You know, after having a few children at work, that happened to me before 40. I get it.
I'm sure that moms can understand what she's talking about.
Need to move and walk and eat right because 80% has to do with diet.
It does.
80%.
It begins here.
So you can be working out like a beast. I work out so hard, but if I go and eat a Whopper, I don't eat meat. That thought makes me want to throw up. But anyway, eat something really big. All that working out that she had me do, it goes out the window. 80% diet. Right. Only 20% had to do with the working out.
I've been, throughout my 20s, I was a vegetarian. I had been plant-based since then, and then when I got about 35, I fell off. About 33, 34, I fell off, and I fell off until, oh my goodness, up until I got maybe mid-40s.
About 40, about 47. You didn't start back to about 3 years ago, did you?
I would say about 4 years ago, and I was about 46. Yeah, I was 46 when I got back. So I went back to what I knew, because what happened, I started dealing with, since we being transparent, I started dealing with hypertension.
Yeah.
And it didn't make sense because, I was still active. I was playing golf, riding bikes, and doing all that kind of stuff, and I was still slender, but
skinny fat.
That part. So I made a decision that I was going to start to work out. I made a decision that I was going to cut out all of the beef, the pork, I ain't eating no pork, but all of the beef, the chicken, that I was going to go plant-based. Now, I'm a Florida boy, so I'm a Florida boy, so I'm going to have me a little seafood from time to time. That's my treat. So by definition, I'm pescatarian, because I will include some seafood in my diet, but all of the other stuff. But when I tell you one of the best things that I could have done, I know I have run into people who were COVID positive. I'm pretty sure.
I feel like that too.
I've run into them. I've had clients, I've had friends, associates that either had it or someone close to them they had it, and I know I was in that space. But because of my daily regimen, I don't eat meat.
Which has to do with your supplements, too.
Yeah, well, it has a lot to do with the supplements that I take.
Especially minorities need to take D3.
I take D3.
And, because most of the people who died of COVID were vitamin D deficient. Look it up. Vitamin D deficient, because people who have melanin in their skin does not absorb the sun quite as well. So we need the vitamin D. Your CoQ10, all of that. I mean, we have to be heavy on our supplements, and I do some other things like ozone treatments and all that stuff too. But people need to do what they can. Oh, I can't afford a trainer. She keeps saying about a trainer. I have a trainer that keeps me
you can go on YouTube
on task. But guess what? You can go on YouTube and find you a trainer
Absolutely.
for absolutely free.
They
You
got
do
free
not-
app. They have apps with
the
all kind of
apps.
exercise
You do what
programs
the-
on
Do
them.
what the people on that app tell you to do. You will get the same results I get with my trainer. Because I own businesses, plural, because I have a busy schedule, sometimes I need to be helped to get on task because I will go get in the bed. He will tell you, where are you in the bed with the laptop? Because, I just sometimes can't make it. But when I have that appointment with my trainer, I rarely, because I don't want to disappoint her.
Right.
I don't want to waste my money. So I get up and go to the trainer. So it's a different type of modality I'm using to help me be a better person. But if I couldn't afford it, I would absolutely get out there and
It's
and
nothing
do my own.
like having a coach, and that's why
Yeah.
that's even just like for me as a success coach. There are those of you who need a success coach that will help you, guide you along the way to hold you accountable. Because the biggest thing is accountability. Because if we're left to our own vices, if we're left to our own choices, many times you're like, I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm
See,
I'm
that's
not
the
gonna
thing when
worry
we
about
going
that.
to going working out.
Right,
Like,
I'll do it tomorrow.
I know I need to work out, so I have to have this lady tell me, you can do 15 more. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
but I do it because she'll say every once in a while, you're a beast, and I mean, and I work out really well, when I feel good. So I need that accountability, but everyone. So you don't need the accountability I need necessarily. You don't need the accountability
Right.
I need. I just need somebody to hold my hand sometimes. But everyone doesn't need
Even if
that.
it's a friend.
Yeah.
Even if it's
So-
a
so
friend.
you-
Get you
yeah, right.
have your accountability partner or something. But the key is that what we're saying for 2021,
Get out.
get out.
Get off your butt.
Keep moving.
Get off the TV. All
Oh,
these
God.
series. I was sitting there the other night and I had watched. I took a mental break. I took a mental
that's
break for
fine.
2 or 3 days. I had a mental break and I had to have me a mental health day. A mental health day turned at about 3 for me.
That's
I watched a
fine.
whole damn series. And I'm like, you got a big old treadmill sitting over here. Why
You
couldn't
can
you
watch
been
the-
watching the series while you walk on the treadmill? Dummy. Okay. Well, guess what? I didn't do it. But you know what I did the last 2 days?
Mm-hmm.
I was the trainer. How many more? I don't think she counting right. Okay.
Listen, there's no listen. Everybody who's been to a trainer, no trainer can count.
My
Not a
trainer
one-
actually can count.
No,
really
they
well.
can't count
And
'cause
the
they keep
fact-
adding
and
stuff
I think
on.
that because we were talking about Bitcoin, I think that but you know what? I'm gonna start right now. Every time she miss one, and
She missing one.
I'm gonna ask her to do it. But see, she's in great shape, so she'll do it. Yeah.
But listen, so as we move into our fourth and final segment of what is, what do you need to be focusing on for 2021? And listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. Ishalaba.
I know he gonna go to my favorite subject.
Hey, a charge. Hey.
And like my friends
Listen.
say, shabba laba laba.
That part right there. Listen. This is 2021, and there could not be a greater time
To invest.
to invest your money. And you don't have I don't have a whole lot. You spend it. You buy
Listen.
foolishness, a purse.
Listen.
Stop
listen.
eating out all the time.
Listen, the funny thing is, I got this call. Somebody says,
We talking about finances now.
we talking about finance. Somebody called me and say, did you get your stimulus check? Okay, first of all, I just want y'all to
Please.
know I did throw the phone across the room and I walked over to the room. I said, I didn't qualify for the stimulus because
Just
praise God,
amen.
I made over
We're not even gonna make
that
no big,
amount.
We ain't even gonna make no big deal about it.
But
you can't get it.
but I can't get it. And
I
a lot of
can't- I
people
can't get it
And
neither,
a lot of
Lord.
people can't get it. And a lot of people who listening can't get it because that threshold is not that high. So a lot of people can't get it. So a lot of people get a little offended because so you make sure y'all before y'all start talking about who got your stimulus, make sure you're not hurting people's feelings, because my feelings hurt, because
Because I want some free money too.
I want some free money, and not only that, I want the money back from the people I done loan money out to. Y'all around here getting stimulus checks, and I ain't getting none, and I ain't paid myself in however long, but they ain't paying my money back. But anyway, let me
pull it together.
Pull it back.
Yes. It's 2021 now. We gonna let that. We gonna leave that.
No, they gonna give my money back.
We gonna leave. I was trying to leave that in 2020.
But no, I'm gonna get my money back.
But you need your money to be manifested.
I want my money back because I loaned it. I didn't give it. But the point is that when people get these stimulus checks, I want y'all to know I was at Capitol Grill in Jacksonville, and when the last stimulus hit. And I think maybe I was in Los Angeles. I don't know where it was. But anyway, I know it was in Capitol Grill at one point. So I walked over to Louis Vuitton. I swear to God, the line. I want y'all to see me and hear me. The line. Like they was giving away Louis Vuittons.
You think people was spending
I think they were using their stimulus check.
That's
and
not
listen,
true.
That is true.
People are not.
Yes.
No, they are not.
And
they
let
are
me
not
tell you,
going and getting those. They not buying no Louis or Gucci or none of that with their stimulus.
And then I went to the beauty supply store because I need a hot oil treatment for my hair, because I have these braids now, and I had to get me a hot oil treatment. They was buying some $500 weave, and I'm telling you, I'm mama size. I'm mama age, so I know that those particular people was buying $500 weave with them $1,200. I'm telling you, they were. I'm telling you, now some of them I could tell they weren't. That didn't have nothing to do with it.
Right, there it is.
Okay, I understand it was just but I seen the ones, I swear. But guess what? If they had taken that $1,200 and put it in Bitcoin, ooh. I'm just using that as an example. Tell them what would happen if you put them in.
We're gonna get there. But see, here's the problem with most of us. The reason why we don't invest or we don't have savings is because we are looking for momentary, temporary gratification.
That gratification is beautiful.
We want to feel good about ourselves because we can now walk into the store and we can buy certain things.
Absolutely.
And and I get that part because I've been there. I've been there. I've been guilty. I've had a bad day. I don't feel so. What they call it retail therapy.
Look, listen. I did retail therapy in my early 50s. I did it. I mean, I have a collection
of foolishness.
And let me tell you, when I saw a Chanel bag on the back seat on the floor of my car, this was however many months ago, I said, we're done. Because I was done like a couple of years ago, but I just want experiences. Mm-hmm. I just want experiences, traveling here, traveling there. So I have the Chanel, I have the Louis Vuitton, I have the the red bottoms, I have all this stuff. Where is it? Every time you see me, what I have on? Some sweats, some tennis shoes.
Right. We could take all that stuff and sell that and put that in the Bitcoin.
Listen, I can go on Poshmark. We need to go to my closet because I can't. I don't know if I'm ready.
Listen, we are a work in progress.
Yes,
we shall always be. This is a journey.
I'm trying to overcome.
And listen, even though we empower and help people, that don't mean we not still working out our own stuff too. So, but here's the thing. Let's get on it. Let's get on it. This is a year, I'm telling you. Send it now get your friends on now. Send this part here. All of that other stuff was important. But this right here, if you get this right, it really make all the other ones really, really good.
Oh yeah.
If you get, cause see, money, people say that money can't buy happiness. But my father used to always say, he said, you show me a man that say the money can't buy happiness, I show you a man don't know where to shop.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I have been in the last, say, 3 years in some grief. I've been in some disappointment. I've been in some horrifying. Well, shoot, longer than that. On and off. Things have happened. Life has happened. But when you can get on a plane and they say, "Well, here's your first class seat," and it's gonna be a long flight to Dubai or wherever.
Wherever you're going this time.
I cried on the plane when I went to Dubai.
But you cried
I said,
all
well,
the way
God, I cried
to
all,
Dubai.
I cried. Well, I didn't cry the whole way because they gave me some real good champagne, and then the caviar was really good. But when you can do a few little things for yourself,
you deserve it.
Because people gonna mistreat you. You're gonna be mistreated. Work whether you own companies or not. There are people who are interacting in that, and they're gonna hurt your feelings. I mean, absolutely. I had an employee that he didn't know, but I just cried last week. I was frustrated. God, I mean, I can't say something that made me cry. I would never admit to that. But the point is that I was frustrated and cried last week. But guess what? If I need to take a vacation, at least I have enough points to take one with.
That part.
Maybe I won't even use money. I'll just use some points. Yeah.
That's what I need you to do. You can start small. You can invest right now. The entry to investing is so low. The price, the gate is wide.
So XRP is at what, 21 cents?
I ain't looked at it. I looked at it.
Oh, I looked at it all day today.
So listen, Bitcoin is huge. Bitcoin is huge. Altcoins, Bitcoin is not the only coin. So we're talking about cryptocurrencies. Take a look at it.
Using that as an example. Yeah, because we buy Apple, we buy Tesla, we
have real estate, we have real estate investment. You got to diversify your thing. So yeah, I've been doing real estate and have had real estate, since I was in my 20s. But this new cryptocurrency thing, my friends, don't sleep on this opportunity. It's been around for a little over 10 years, about 10 years and some change.
If you had invested $10,000,
we're not going to talk about that now because I already had to.
Go ahead and tell it. How much $10,000 would have done?
Okay.
Go ahead and tell the story. We're going to be transparent. Go ahead and take a step.
I'm gonna need this. Here we go, y'all.
So this is a story.
About 10 years ago, Bitcoin was around, and I had an opportunity to buy. I had an opportunity to invest in one particular investment, and I had an opportunity to invest in Bitcoin. I really didn't understand Bitcoin, and maybe you don't even understand Bitcoin.
I don't hardly understand myself.
But I don't need to understand it no more.
Me neither.
But here's I'm gonna give you some hard numbers. At the time, I think it was July 2008. I think it was 2008, 2009, something like that. Bitcoin was trading at 8 cents per coin. You can Google it and look at do the research. 8 cents per coin. Had I taken the $10,000 and not invested it in this one thing, but invested it in Bitcoin and just walked away like I did with the other investment, y'all know how much I'll be worth today?
Lord have mercy. Let me get hold on. Do we need to pour a little bit?
Don't pour no more in there. Don't pour no more in there. I'm good. I'm good.
You're all right.
I'm all right.
Okay, then. Well.
Listen. Your friend with a $10,000 investment in Bitcoin roughly 10 years ago, I would be worth today, because Bitcoin is now trading north of
at 28,576 when I looked about an hour ago.
Right. So $28,000
versus
per
8
coin
cents.
Versus 8 cents per coin. Had I put my $10,000 in there, I would be worth $3.375 billion.
Billion.
With a B.
Billion.
$3,375 million. I had a headache when I sat there, because some just told me this. I wonder how much it would be, how much you would be worth if you had just put them 10 grand over there. So I'm saying all that to say, timing is key. Timing is
Everything.
And they're saying that it may go to 100 this year, and it may go to 300, and it may stay around the 28 to 30. We don't care, because I bought mine at what, 9,000, and now is it 28.
You've made a crap load of money with Bitcoin,
and nobody needs to call to borrow any money, because
I saw a damn thing. I saw it forming in your mouth, but you didn't say it.
yes.
I love it. But no, so here's the thing. If I can encourage you, if we can encourage you, take a moment. Like for example, if you got Cash App, and Cash App is not paying me to say this. You can buy Bitcoin right with your Cash App.
Yeah, but they can't move it around though with Cash App.
It don't matter. But see, here's the thing though.
They can put it back in their
They
account.
and
the thing about it, I think it
cash.
makes it too easy for people who are not used to saving to put it back in their account when they see it go up a little bit. But anyway, that's just me.
I understand that, but I'm just trying to they already got the app on their phone.
Well, that's true.
I just want you to just try it, and then once you get a taste, there's a next level, because there's always the next level to go deeper into the opportunities that present themselves. So you already got Cash App on there. Just activate the Bitcoin side on your Cash App, and you got a couple $100. You just move it over there, or if it's $100, if you just watch this. If I had a couple $100 on my Cash App, I just moved a couple $100 over to my Bitcoin side. Do you know, because I did that in a matter of just 3 weeks, with it just sitting there not doing a thing, I gained over 53% return on that. So I had an extra $100. So instead of having $200, I had a little north of $300 in the account, just because I moved it from one side to the other. That's just to show you the power of it. But then you got other things.
And you also want to understand the volatility. So I don't want anybody to, because there's going to be a pullback the first of the year on even the accounts that we
can guesstimate,
and we can guesstimate. And I read a lot, and that's the thing. We sit on Instagram, Facebook. Hopefully you're on LinkedIn at some point, and you study all this stuff and reading all this garbage. Some of it's garbage out there. Study. Like, I know that there is going to be a pullback. So if this thing hits 30 tomorrow, I'm going to take some profit, and I'm going to wait and ride the pullback, because the pullback is probably going to take it to 25, and it may if it takes it to 15,000. But guess what?
That's an opportunity.
That's the opportunity to buy some more, because it's going to go forward. So study that craft. So don't do what AD says. Don't do what I say, because we're not responsible. We're not financial advisors.
Right.
We're just trying to say, don't screw around with your money, because having a little money will make life a little bit more palatable when the chips go down.
Absolutely. 100%. So there's some things that you can do. If you have no idea about this, go on YouTube, or, get you a financial advisor. Now some of them may be a little leery because of the crypto, because there aren't any, I don't know about commissions and all that kind of stuff. They don't get commissions off of cryptos. But you can get Coinbase. Coinbase is a great app.
It's where I recommend everybody to go.
And I have a Coinbase account too. She has a Coinbase account, and that allows you to invest in more than just Bitcoin, because there are other coins out there. There's Bitcoin, there's Litecoin, there's Ethereum, there's Ripple, there is Lumens. There are hundreds
and some of them are like 7 cents. So
Right.
remember that story you gave about 7 or 8 cents. So we understand that the future really may be in crypto. Mm-hmm. We don't know. So I'm not going to put necessarily $10,000 in Litecoin necessarily, but I'm looking at Ripple. I just
because they're trading at what? They're trading at what? About 21
cents, right? So I just put 3,000 in Ripple last week, and I'm gonna wait for it to pull back to 17 again, so I can put some more in there. Because what if 10 years later, XRP goes from
21
cents to $21? That will put me in that same range. And it's like taking a chance on your future. You know, some people say, well, that's the stock market, that's whatever, and that's gambling. You gambling when you go buy the other bull crap you buying. Heck, I mean, some of y'all...
No, y'all may as well set your darn money on fire because y'all ain't doing
some
nothing
of
but
y'all
wasting
sitting
it.
up here just looking at this here and say, why you can't even buy in the U.S. thinking, how did they get that? I want that. I'm going to buy me some. You can go ahead and have it. Because
Right.
the point is that is just, we don't care about stuff like this. But some people do. Some people would covet jewelry and purses and all. You're still throwing your dang on money away.
Right.
So
Learn to be a good steward. You have to save. Save your money. Don't spend everything that you have. You know, use your money wisely. Put yourself in a financial posture. There are tons of books. There are tons of courses that you can take on financial literacy. There are tons of gurus out here as far as finance is concerned.
and I'm following them all.
I follow them. I wouldn't call myself a guru. Do I know enough to get in trouble? Yes. I know enough to get in trouble. So, hey, put yourself in a position, learn the stock market. You don't have to have a whole lot of money. You can get the app Robinhood, and it allows you to
So
buy.
many people get Robinhood. I mean, because it's like a good beginner.
Right.
It's a good beginner. Like the platforms I'm talking about with Coinbase, it's a good medium one.
Right.
If
But then
anybody,
there's the big boys.
and if anybody who has some money they want to be managed professionally, I have a great financial advisor in Jacksonville in particular. They could inbox me for that, her number, her information. I think I talked
I
to
have
her.
a couple too.
Yeah, and but I do want to tell you guys that the beginning with them, they don't want anything to manage anything under 100, you know, to start out with. So
One of my guys will do a little bit less than that.
do a little bit less than 100,000. So the point is that you definitely want to grow. So if you take $10,000 or $12,000 and grow it to 100, and then give it to the professionals, and let them manage it, then start growing some more. That's actually a game plan. That's one of my kind of crazy game plans that I do. You know, grow it to a certain point and then give it off to them. And then some of it, hey, look, I'm getting pretty good now. I
Right.
might be able to manage.
Do a
Yeah.
little bit your own self. Now, and you have to. And here's the thing: once you study, and you said a key thing about that study. When you wake up in the middle of the night at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, you can't go back to sleep.
Look, this is what I'm doing.
Listen, I'm jumping on my iPad and I'm doing some research and I'm learning. And let me teach you. Let me share one little thing. When you get on Coinbase, remember I told you that when I got on Coinbase, they have these little videos where they teaching little segments, little short 1-2 minute clips, and they're teaching you about certain coins and certain opportunities and things. Do you know they will pay you for watching those videos?
Oh Lord, I didn't know that.
Listen. I sat up there one night because I woke up around about 2. I said, well, shoot, I can't go to sleep. I went on Coinbase and I started watching these videos, and the darn thing, I made about $50.
I swear to God,
I promise you, I made about $50 sitting up there, free money.
Why you didn't tell me?
I thought I did.
Tell me every damn thing.
Well, I'm telling you now. They got these little short clips.
This is what your family do to you. Okay.
I'm sorry. But they ask, and you answer a little question at the end, and they may give you $5 in lumens, $3 if you answer this question right. They give you $3 in Bitcoin. They may give you $4 in Ethereum.
Listen, y'all, I'm getting ready to start watching videos. Thank you very much. But remember now, remember Apple, remember Tesla, remember these are, and you say you don't know anything about it. Amazon, but you say you don't know anything about it. UPS.
Invest in companies you know.
Right. But the thing about it is that you study every daggone thing else. You study. Oh, I'm studying. I'm reading on.
I'm working on my master's.
You working, and then don't even get me started on that. I'm working on another degree, and you broke. Is that other degree going? Now, if it's going to help you rise in your profession,
that's fine.
I understand that.
I get that 100%.
I'm always in school. But I'm in school for my edification to make more money from a different perspective.
And listen, and it's nothing like putting yourself in a position where one of my friends called it a go to hell fund.
Yes.
Just in case that job get to tripping, or your spouse get to tripping, or whoever get to tripping, or whatever gets to tripping. You can just say, you got your little go to hell fund set up somewhere. And that is because you just were a little disciplined and you put some money aside. You took a little bit of that and you invested a little bit. You invested in the stock market. You invested in a little real estate. You invested in a little bit of cryptocurrency. And don't sit up. I don't want to hear anything about, well, I don't have much money. I'm barely making it. It is about discipline.
I feel like I'm barely making it too.
Right. No, listen. I'm nowhere near where I've seen myself or want to be. So, but every day when I get an extra $5, $10,
squirreling away,
we'll move that thing right on.
And he's telling the truth, because sometimes we sit at my house. I'm on my computer. He's on his, and we moving money. Moving money, and we. How much you make? How much? What happened? This is just where your mindset has to be. So listen, with these 4 areas, I'm so glad that we made it into 2021. Hallelujah. I really am. Amen.
And making sure that your mental well-being, your spiritual well-being, your physical well-being, and these pockets, Lord, are straight. This is the thing. So as we wrap up this chat for 2021. Tell the folks, give them some words for this year.
Well, first of all, because we're working so hard on our cryptocurrency and our investments, we're gonna be real rich. Don't call us, because we tried to give you the information that you needed. So I just want to give you that piece. But also, take God, take health, take wealth, and know that you are all of those things, and take those into 2020.
Wow. What else is there to be said? Every year we say, it's my year, it's my time.
It's my year every year.
It's my year every year. Yeah. We got our ass handed to us last year.
Oh my God.
But this is what we're in 2021. So happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, happy New Year. I trust that all is well. And and right now, in this moment, I am going to speak wealth, health, and prosperity over your life. Everything that you have dreamt of, everything that your heart desires, every word that comes out of your mouth, may it fall in a place where it plants seeds that manifest in your life, big and bold and luxurious.
Absolutely.
And I mean that thing like that. Big, bold, and luxurious. This is your life. This is a time that you can seize this moment. You can turn every dark cloud into an amazing situation. And that's exactly what I believe you're going to be able to do in 2021. Happy New Year. And guess what? We're going to come together. We're going to come up with a show. I don't know what it's going to be, but we'll come up with a show. We'll come talk to you. And, we'll have a little, this ain't my church show. We sit here and we drink, because this my heathen friend.
Now, wait a minute. I'm the most spiritual person you know.
You are?
Than your preacher friends. Yes. Because
I ain't listening to her right now. That's the yak talking. Listen. Happy New Year. Listen, and we'll see you guys next time. Enjoy yourselves. Much love.
Happy New Year.